Hey mamas, it's your girl Carrie, and welcome back to another episode of Mom Life, Career Life, your go-to podcast for real talk, real solutions, and hopefully a little bit of humor to help you juggle all the things and give you a little more peace and a lot more intention. Today, we're talking about something I think every busy working mom needs, especially as the new school year approaches that I'm still in denial about, a home command center. I'm talking about that one central hub in your home, the heart of your kitchen or your hallway or your drop zone, where the whole family can see what's happening, what needs doing, and what's for dinner. Because you know, if one more person asks you what's for dinner, you might just lose your mind. But a well set up command center helps you shift the weight of remembering everything off of your brain and onto a system where everyone can see and, most importantly, everyone can use. Because when the family has a place to check in on the plan for the day, it means a lot fewer questions, fewer interruptions, and more moments where you can actually be present, not buried in that mental checklist. And if being present is something you've been craving more of, especially during those after school hours that somehow feel louder and more chaotic than ever, make sure you grab my free tech timeout guide for moms. It's packed with simple screen-free ways to reconnect with your kids in those tiny windows of time that we do get. You can grab a link in the show notes. So today we're going to walk through exactly what goes into a functional, Saturday saving, working mom approved command center, one that helps you run your house a lot smoother, gives your brain a break, and even gets and dare I say, maybe your partner a little more involved. So grab your coffee or fold that laundry while you listen, and let's jump right in. Are you feeling overwhelmed trying to juggle all the many hats you wear as a working mom? Do you want more quality time with your family without distraction of work, and time alone to take care of yourself and your needs? Welcome to Mom Wife Career Life. I'm Carrie, a wife, mom of 3, and a recovering perfectionist. In this podcast, I will teach you how to create balance in your life by implementing healthy habits, organizing your home and your schedule, being intentional with your time and in your relationships, and most importantly, how to start putting your needs first, because no one can pour from an empty cup. Grab that second cup of coffee, or if you're anything like me, your third. It's time to dive into today's episode of Mom Wife Career Life. Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful tools for managing all of the things in your home, especially during the beautiful, exhausting, snack-fueled madness that is back to school season. I can't believe we're talking about this again, because let's be real. Once that school bell rings again, everything shifts. You have earlier mornings, less sleep, new sports, new clubs, new group chats that you didn't even ask to be in. And I have one for every sport, for every kid. And then dinner time becomes a full-blown game of Tetris between pickup, drop off, practice, and whatever mystery event your kid has going on that they forgot to tell you about. It's a lot. And if you're anything like me, your brain is already doing cartwheels trying to remember who needs to do what, when, where, and with what snacks. So today we're talking about creating a home command center, also known as your kitchen's new best friend, the unsung hero of your fall working mom survival plan. And it doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be complicated, but it is the glue that can hold your Saturday together when things gets wild. So let's walk through exactly how to set one up or refresh one if you got it, so that you don't feel like your brain is holding the entire family calendar hostage anymore. First, why do you need a command center? A command center is basically a visual control panel of your home. Think of it as a place where your family calendar, dinner plan, chore list, and general life chaos get information. And during back to school, it's not optional. I'm telling you, it's essential. Because let's face it, fall schedules get chaotic. There's homework, football practice, Girl Scout meetings, back to school nights, picture days. And why can't teachers just give us the whole supply list before school begins? It's like, here's half the supply list. Then, oh, hey, you're here, you need this. And before you know it, you're doing 17 trips to Target, losing your mind. But the command center is how you keep everything in one place, so that way everyone can see it, not in your head, not buried in a group chat, not scribbled on the back of a receipt. It's the one spot where your family could check in and say, oh, that's what we're doing today. Or wait, I have a dentist appointment this week. Oh, good, spaghetti's for dinner. So what do you include in your command center? I like to break it down into 6 essential pieces. They're tried and true and tested. I recommend them to every mom I talk to. The first is a monthly calendar, and you could choose whatever helps you see what's coming. A dry erase board, a printable template, color-coded chaos, even a skylight calendar if that's within your budget and you have the space. I've been eyeing the Skylight calendar, and I probably talked about it on the show a couple of times. It's a little pricey, and I don't actually know where I'd put it in my kitchen because I don't want to add another thing to my counter. And I could put it on the wall, but it has a wire, and then I'd have a wire going across my wall. So make sure you have space for it before you make the investment. But paper is also cheaper, and I love my printables, so you can always grab those too. But whatever you choose, a calendar is a must-have so that you have all the information you need front and center, especially with back to school, half days, picture days, back to school night, all of those fun things that they seem to jam-pack in September. And I also have a color coding system for our family. The kids each have their own color, and I am consistent with that color on our paper calendar, digital calendar, and my planner. And really anything we try to buy for the kids. Ashley is pink, Keaton's purple, Michael is green, and Russ and I, we kind of keep to the same blue. But it helps us clearly see who has what going on. So I highly recommend color coding. And it's also really fun, at least for me, to buy office supplies and nice pens and highlighters. So I love color coding. Second is a weekly calendar. I don't always do a weekly calendar, but if it's a week that is just jam-packed and I need Russ or my mom or someone in my village to jump in and help more than they're used to helping, I make sure I have a weekly calendar up there detailing who needs to be where and what time. And I make sure that the events are in chronological order and I note who is doing what pickup and what drop off. So the kids know who to bug and the adults know who to point for which task. And this is also color coded so that it's easier to read. The third thing is a meal plan. Showing everybody what is for dinner. This is your absolute defense against the 4 p.m. What's for dinner, mom? Use a chalkboard, whiteboard, sticky notes, whatever works from you. You can also grab my meal planning made simple guide in the show notes to help you out with this one. It has a beautiful meal plan template that you can print out, write on, and hang it up. It would look beautiful in your command center. And actually use the guide. It will help you take the pain out of planning your weeknight dinners, and it will save money while you're at it. That link is in the show notes. Go grab it. The fourth is a chore chart or a responsibility list. Because let's not pretend we're the only ones that are capable of wiping counters or bringing trash to the bin. So use this school season as a reset. I kind of break my year up into 3 parts. We have the beginning of the year for New Year's resolutions. We have the beginning of the summer, which is kind of like a nice little short season, and then back to school season. And those are like my big resets. So use this time to do your reset, to set expectation. You can list chores out. You can change it every week. Who's responsible for what? Or maybe if you have littles, their job is to feed the dog. If you have older ones, their job is to walk the dog, pretending you have a dog. Dogs are a lot of work, but there's something that your kids can absolutely support you in. The fifth is a space for important papers like permission slips, fundraiser flyers, invitations, and pro tip. Also take a picture of important papers and create an album on your phone for important papers just in case you lose it. That album has saved me on more than a few occasions. Sixth is a grocery list. This is a place for you to write down the things that you need to grab that you run out of, and really anyone in the house. It's those random things that you only buy every so often, like spices, condiments. God forbid you run out of ketchup. Make sure your family knows that if they're the last to use something or they see that something is running low, to write it on the list, because there's plenty of things, especially right now I'm doing an anti-inflammatory diet, I don't even touch in the fridge. So I won't know that it's empty until I go to use it for a kid, and that would help us all. And a fun little extra, if you have the space for it, especially if you have a dry erase or a chalkboard, add a fun quote for the week. If you can't tell, I'm really big on quotes, especially motivational quotes. Some people aren't, but you can have your kids taking turns picking a quote of the week or a mantra, a Bible verse, and put it front and center every week. It's just something fun for everyone to work on. And actually, when the kids were little, we also had a dry erase chart. So I guess this is number 7. For them to earn extra screen time. I kind of wish we kept up with it, but it was a simple piece of paper that I laminated, and they earned time by doing something that we asked them to do, like run upstairs and grab me something because I didn't feel like running upstairs, or walk the dog. And when they didn't listen or fought with their sibling, they would lose time, and it really worked out great. So highly recommend that. Now, where do you actually put this command center? You can put it on a kitchen wall, the side of your fridge. If you have a mudroom, you can put it in there. And if you have a mudroom, I am super jealous. The things I dream about having one day is a mudroom, a finished laundry room, a private office and recording space so that I could just close the door and not have to worry about my family running through, which Michael already did twice during recording this episode. Sorry, I started dreaming of the perfect house there for a minute. A huge kitchen with plenty of storage with a big island. A girl can dream, right? Well, wherever you put it, just make sure it's central and it's visible to everyone, not tucked away where only you know it exists. And let me make one thing clear. This is not your responsibility alone. This command center is for the whole family. And you have to make sure that you keep it updated. That's the most important part. A command center only works when it's actually used. So schedule maybe 10 minutes every week to update it. If you do family meetings, this is a great time to go over the week, talk about the meal plan, who is doing what chores, and then put it up in the command center so it's front and center. And if you find that something isn't working every week, then tweak it as you go. This is personal to you and your family, and keep it simple. You don't want it to get overwhelming. Creating a command center, one that actually works for your family, can really help lighten your load, reduce your overwhelm, and give you back your evenings. And it's not just a place to write things down. It's a place to let your brain breathe and get the rest of your family involved in what it takes to manage your home every week. So take 20 to 30 minutes this week to set up or reset your command center. Use what you have: clipboards, folders, dry erase boards, sticky notes, really whatever works. My command center is literally a cork board that matches my kitchen cabinets, and I use push pins to put everything up. There are also some really nice ones you can buy on Amazon, and you can get as creative as you want. Search up command centers on Pinterest to get some inspiration. That is a rabbit hole, just warning you, because there's so many wonderful things you could do out there. But I would also love to see what you have or what you create. So snap a photo and share it inside our Facebook community, Work-Life Balance for Working Moms. And let's inspire each other with simple setups that actually save our sanity this school year, because the world doesn't need you to remember everything. You just need a system that works with your life, not against this. You got this. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Wife Career Life with Carrie Pat. Before you go, if you found this podcast helpful, I would be so grateful if you would take a minute, go on over to iTunes and leave me a review. If you have other stressed out mamas in your life that you feel this podcast could help, take a screenshot of this episode, post it on your Instagram stories and tag me, and let them know that they are not alone and they can create balance in their life too. If there's a topic you'd like me to cover or you just want to connect, DM me on Instagram at mom.wife.career.life. Or come on over and hang out in our free Facebook community, Work-Life Balance for Working Moms. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Wife Career Life with Carrie Pat.